And good evening there, folks. Stampede Valkyrie coming back at you again with a not a light bar video. This one's just an informational video on one of the machines that I've acquired recently. It's a Pachislo machine, Japanese slot machine, Pachislo. It's one that's actually manufactured by Fuji or Fujikow, or I'm not sure if they changed their name recently or not. Machine is from 2003, and it's themed off of a more popular to my friends across the pond than in the US, but a series called ThunderBirds. Yes, Thunderbirds, the marionettes, the explosions, the things that I liked when I was a kid where everything blew up. That series. Anyway, I just actually got this machine. That's not 100% true. My family has had this machine for about a year, and I've just recently gotten the machine back to the house because my mom decided to make a run with it, and you know how that goes. Anyway, finally got it. I had some issues with it, and I'm going to talk about how to power this thing up and some of the functionality. People ask about resets and stuff like that, so here we go. I'm expecting this to yell at me primarily due to the fact that I haven't had this machine on for at least a week, and because 2003 and 2022 are very far apart, I'm expecting the capacitors or batteries on the inside to be drained. So the first thing I've done is I've gone ahead and attached power back to the machine, so I currently have it plugged in. Now I'm going to go ahead and actually open it up. To open it up, you're going to need a key. Key is down here, and we'll swing it open and get a shot inside as coins go flying. Now inside of the machine, you have your error codes up there. Tells you certain error conditions and so on and so forth, the inspection. The board itself, and then the cabling. Just a quick overview of the inside of the machine. Tokens. Not many in there this time. Looks like I emptied it out. And the power supply, which is down here. Now this is going to come in key. I made a pun there. What's going to happen is as I power this machine up, I'm expecting this machine to kind of have a cow. It's going to flip out on me because it doesn't have power and it's lost its settings. So the real deal for me here is to demonstrate the basic odds, or it's called a full reset or hard reset as opposed to a soft reset, and also how to set your odds. It's a little bit different on this machine than it was on the other machine that I did, the Macross one, but this comes in handy for anybody who has this machine or a machine similar to it and has any issues. So the only thing that I've done to this machine before I go into the whole how to reset is I've installed volume, or if you want to call it potentiometers, volume controls on this. This machine is not it is not hearing friendly, even at its lowest settings. There is a switch for the power control for the volume. I think you have to bear with me here. I think it's over here. I don't have a light on it currently to actually go into it, but it allows you to switch between high and low volume. Bear with me a moment. I'm trying to see if I can remember. It's been a while since I've had this open. However, if you switch it to high versus low volume, even on the lowest volume settings, the amount of volume that comes out of these two speakers down here on the bottom, this one and this one, is mind-numbing. So I recommend people put a pod in there, a potentiometer. I have one installed here that controls this speaker, and I have another one down here, and this one controls this speaker. They're very easy to install. You just basically pick one of the lines. It doesn't matter if you use positive or negative. Obviously, speakers of polarity, positive or negative. And then splice into that line. It really doesn't matter, but from what I understand, I think it will work better if you're on the positive side of things. In other words, so if you come in on the positive and splice into that, it works a little bit better. But I've done it both ways. Your mileage may vary, but let's get to what I really wanted to do here as I'm rolling on 4 minutes and 20 seconds. Let's power this up and see if this flips out on me. And even if it doesn't, let's go ahead and actually do a reset. So a lot of people ask, what are these buttons down here and what do they do? So this is your reset key. I have the key installed. That is what you're going to turn to the on position when you want to do a reset. The two toggle switches down there on the bottom. The one is, unfortunately, I cannot read the Japanese, but one allows you to reset. In other words, the machine does not need to be reset by an attendant every time you hit a jackpot. And the other one, I believe, is the one that actually allows you to what is it? I think it's the 50 tokens. Off the top of my head, I might be wrong on that. One is definitely reset by an attendant if you hit a jackpot. The other one, I believe, is the one that actually will allow you to maintain tokens up to 50, I think. I could be wrong. I'll correct that in the video later on. And then this down here, I believe, is my reset button. This is where I'll hit. Assuming I'm seeing that right. Oh, no, that's a fuse. Maybe that's the power button. That's the reset button. Sorry. Again, I haven't looked at this machine in a while, but we'll figure it out pretty quickly. So let's power it up. Let's see if she has a cow. She's green. Let's see. It's booting. Quick little run through. No, it looks like it's all right. It held its settings, which is surprising considering I haven't done anything to the insides. And the machine, like I said, you're looking at almost 20 years old at this point. So, all right, well, let's go ahead and reset this anyway. So the first thing I'm going to want to do is I'm going to turn the machine back off. So we're going to go back off to a powered down status. I'm going to come down here. I'm going to hit that. We're going to turn it off. Then next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come up here and I'm going to turn this key to the on position. As you can see, on, not too hard. Then what I'm going to do is power the machine back on. Now it should start to make a racket. Or it's going to call me a liar and not. Nope, nope. So here's where I'll point out a couple things now. So looking at this screen, you'll see now that it's not making a racket noise-wise, but it is kind of having a cow up here, if I get my finger right, where it says danger. That's not normal. That basically means it's in reset mode. That is the current odds setting, which means I'm on 4 of 6 possible settings. The higher that number, the easier it is to hit a jackpot. The lower that number, the harder it is to hit a jackpot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reset this. I'm going to put this to 3, and I'm going to demonstrate how we do this. So now, with it in its reset mode, I'm going to reopen the door back up again. And I'm going to come down here, and on this machine, there's a button right here. I'm going to hit this button. And I'm going to press it once, I'm going to press it twice, I'm going to press it 3 times, I'm going to press it another time, and I'm going to press it again. So remember, it rotates for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then it'll do it again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The reason why I point this out is I was on 4. I should now be on 3 if I did my math right. Yep, I did. And here's what I mean, just so that way people don't lose this. It will rotate between 1 to 6 in order, and then roll. So if I hit this again, 4, right? If I hit it again, we've got 5, and then come down here again, you know, yada yada. I mean, you guys get where I'm going with this. So that's 6, and then 1, 2, and 3. Then what I'm going to want to do is I want to put this and lock that in. So you can confirm that you're on that setting by seeing the 3 down here. Some machines won't display it here. Some machines will display it in one of these other options here. Some of them have an option over here which lights up. This is this machine specifically. Some machines, like my newer ones, will display it in here somewhere. Those are the display somewhere that'll show you. Just an FYI, but the general process is still the same. So I'm going to come back over. I'm going to go to this play knob because I'm going to lock it in at 3. And I'm going to press it down, press it up, press it down. Doesn't matter, just press it. That should lock it in place. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back over to this key, and I'm going to go turn it back to regular mode. Now, a lot of people will tell you have to turn the machine off. When you do that, you don't need to do that. You can actually close it up, and you give it a little bit, it'll reset. Bear me a moment, one hand jiggly cam. And we're back into the mode without having to reset. I've done a soft reset, and we're at 3. Now, there's another type of reset that takes place called a soft reset. So if I've covered a hard reset, a soft reset is when you come to the key here, and this usually happens after a jackpot. If you turn the key one way, so for example, if I turn the key to the right, it opens up. But if I turn the key now to the left, it doesn't open up, but it performs what's called a soft reset. That will allow you to reset if you get a jackpot or something like that, and reset and so on and so forth. And I stand corrected. The other switch, I apologize, is if you hit a jackpot, it automatically pays out all the credits you have in the machine. It does not do anything with max 50. I apologize for that. If you the second switch, and let me go back to this. I'm remembering this while I'm making this video. One time, guys, one time. So one of these switches actually will allow you don't have to reset. If you hit a jackpot, it's not going to need an attendant to come over and perform that soft reset, which I just showed you. The second switch, actually, if set to on, if you hit a jackpot and win, at the end of that jackpot round, it's going to pay you off your jackpot, and then it's going to dump all the credits in the machine. These machines can store up to 50 credits, and then it'll auto-dump them after a jackpot round. By turning these both to off, which is what they usually tell you to keep them on, you don't have to worry about that. So, just an FYI, as we're over 10 minutes talking about this machine. Anyway, I like this machine. Let me pop a couple tokens in. Quick little gameplay. As you can see, I have lots of tokens. You do this enough and these things all kind of blur into the one thing. This does have some very interesting modes in it. One of them is Thunder Chance. The other one is a couple of the bonus rounds, like there's a play guide that goes into a couple different ones. But there we go. So we come up. One of the neat things is we're rolling. You can see Tracy Island here. That's one of the screens. It'll move between several screens. I'm not really going to get too far into that. The neat thing is when you've hit all your tokens, you get ThunderBirds Are Go, which is actually pretty cool. And it flashes that. Again, I'm not a huge fan of Thunderbirds, but this machine is probably my oldest one currently. And it actually holds my interest. So for those that don't like the, say the older machines don't do it, this one's fine. I don't have a problem with that. But let's go ahead and get a play on here real quick. Ooh. So now it's automatically moved to one of the other areas that you can see. So we were on the outside of the island where the pool was. Now we're inside the island with... I have no idea what this guy's name is. Someone's going to come and tell me at some point. I'm not that much of a ThunderBirds fan. I know he's the dad. That's the only thing I know. I couldn't even tell you who these guys are. Honestly, I don't know. Again, my friends across the pond are probably now throwing things at their computers thanks to me. But here we go. One more time. And nothing. That's it. So on that note, 12 minutes in, I'm going to wrap this up. If anybody has questions about this specific machine, you can reach me either via YouTube. You can hit me up on Facebook, same name, Stampede Valkyrie, or you can also hit me up via, Pachi Talk? You can hit me up on there too, or even Pachislo DB. I'll put links to both those sites in the description of my title, or in the subject line down there, whatever you want to call it. And there's a couple play guides too that you can still get for this that explain a lot of the things that are going on. This machine can still be had for a relatively decent price if you're patient. Just make sure that before you buy one, everything works, and you do want to make sure it's got the keys, because finding keys for this is, well, it's not impossible, but it's a pain in the butt. So on that note, signing off, ThunderBirds machine. Have a good night.